Well, I started off as a police officer, fresh out of the academy. They put me in Logan Heights, and Logan Heights, it gets its equivalent like your East LA, like Barrio Nuevo Estrada. It's a neighborhood, and during that time, that's when the Arellanos were coming across the border and recruiting guys from Logan Heights to become assassins for them. So I was there during that whole period when these individuals were doing that. So with my expertise working prisons, working prison gangs, working a lot of gang members, I basically came in and I identified a lot of these players. I knew who they were. Now I had the opportunity to not only arrest these individuals, but also try to help them get out of the gangs, the kids get out of the gangs, and help the family members by educating them what gang violence is and what the gang culture is in those barrios.
Did you ever cross paths with David Popeye Barron?
I chased David Barron many of times. I chased David Barron many of times. He would come across the border. We would get intelligence that he was at a house party. We would hit the house party, and always there was somebody always running, either with a gun in his hand. So we would basically leave the party to chase this guy because the guy had a gun in his hand. We're chasing him, and that gave David Barron several times the opportunity to get away. Later, once we arrested this guy was just a pigeon. He was used, so they had it all planned. The guy would run with a gun, and we immediately, all of us ran after him, called the helicopter. By that time, Barron left several times. But I knew of David Barron. I knew a lot about David. I knew his best friends. I knew his associates, all from Logan Heights at the time. I knew I spoke and I arrested the real Popeye, because David Barron, everybody called him Popeye, but the real Popeye was Jesus Araujo, which was David Barron's right-hand man and assassin in Mexico and also in Logan Heights.
How about another well-known San Diego guy named Batman Marquez? I don't think he was Logan Heights though.
No, Bat Marquez grew up with me. Bat Marquez I grew up in Chula Vista, Otay area. He grew up right up the street at a barrio called Del Sol. And I could tell you everything. Well, Bat was in Mexico. I chased him in Mexico. I could tell you 3 hour stories about Bat things. When he got arrested, that's a whole different story. I knew Albert Marquez very well. I knew him very well. And there's a lot of stories on Bat that nobody knows. I got photos, I got pictures, I got so much information on Bat, on homicides that he committed in Mexico, that I was privy to work. I was privy to interview victims, not of the homicide, but the victims of the homicide suspect that Bat is still good for in Mexico.
So out of all these San Diego guys that you ran across and you started seeing that they were developing relationships with the cartel, specifically the Arrellano-Felix, who was the one that really developed and started that relationship? Was it David Barron? Was it Bat Marquez, or was it someone else?
No, Bat Marquez was nothing. I mean, Bat Marquez was a dope fiend who went down there and started working as a drug addict, hitman for David Barron. And it wasn't even David Barron. The one that introduced David Barron to everybody there was Jesus Araujo. He's the one. But everybody, not too many people know that, because everybody focuses on David Barron. David Barron became whom he was because of Jesus Araujo. And you know the story when they were all at that club in, where was it, in Puerto Vallarta, and then David made his bones. It came out on movies and so forth. But before that, the one that actually took David, introduced him, was Jesus Araujo. And Jesus Araujo is still alive today. I believe he's in prison down there. If not, he's still a very powerful individual in Mexico.
Now, the story you're talking about where David Barron made his bones was he basically saved the lives of a whole bunch of AFO guys in a club one night.
Yeah, Christina's nightclub.
Is that a true story?
That's a true story. Yes, it is. It's a true story.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications.
Over the years,
feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.